What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I got a goodie for you guys today, and I'm going to start with a quick story. I'm going to start off by saying that this fragrance is from the house of Lalique. And when you think of Lalique, at least for me as a newbie in the fragrance world, I saw all the hype around Encre Noire, Encre Noire Sport, and the a la Extreme, kind of the holy trinity of that vetiver category. And I know that the perfumer of those fragrances messes with vetiver pretty heavy and has a lot of fragrances in the line that mess with vetiver. But those are kind of the three signatures that you see online. Everybody's kind of pushing them. And so getting introduced to this house, I was pushed via the internet into those directions. And though, I'm just going to kind of speed through the story here. There was a lot of hype around these fragrances, but there were split opinions about it. Vetiver lovers seemed to like certain ones over others. They were interested in them just as fragrances to smell. Other people were like, no, this smells like death. This smells like wood shavings. This kind of smells linear, referring to all three of them. And so I was listening to that and I'm like, dang, man, I love vetiver, but I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on 100 ml, even though they run 30 to 40 bucks. And so I got samples. And I got to be honest, even as a vetiver lover, and I appreciated the scent profiles as a smell in the air, I found it very difficult for use cases to wear Encre Noire, the Sport, and the a la Extreme. And that's just me personally. I thought to myself, when would I, for the Encre Noire, when would I want to kind of smell like dark dirt, death, that type of vibe? What would be a practical use case for that? None for me personally. Encre Noire Sport. Okay, you've got a freshie out of the shower take on vetiver, light, good entry level to vetiver, but it's kind of dark. It's still got a dark grass. I don't know. I don't think grass is the right word, but it's kind of got like still a dark freshness to it in terms of the vetiver style. And so as a freshie, you typically want like bright and light, at least for me. And I didn't really get that out of that. It still kind of had a dark vibe to it. So I didn't really see a use case to just go out and about and rock the vetiver unless you're a vetiver lover and you just like to smell it yourself. I didn't find a lot of people really gravitating towards it in terms of interest, which doesn't even really matter at the end of the day. But again, I'm not trying to go into a room and demand attention that I myself don't even find to be very pleasing. So it was just hard. Even though I did, out of the three, cop the 100 ml of Encre Noire Sport, I still find it to be something that only I enjoy out of the shower, throwing the freshie on, calling it a day. I'm not really going out and about trying to rock it because I just don't feel too strongly about it. I think out of the three, it's the most linear, and for that reason, I kind of just get bored of the scent at a certain point. The Extreme, it's sophisticated. It's got a kind of burnt wood fireplace, wood shavings kind of vibe to it. And I found myself saying, well, when would I want to smell like that? I could just kind of go sit in front of a bonfire and I'll probably eventually kind of smell like this fragrance. So that's why I ultimately didn't cop it. However, just being in the fragrance community and being addicted like all of you, I decided to sample some of the other fragrances because I heard a few different people kind of shouting out, Lalique's White, the Equus, and a couple of the other ones. So I started sampling around, and I got to tell you, at first, wasn't the hugest fan, but that was because I was judging it by the freaking test strip. When I actually decided to go back and grab the sample of this and put it on my skin, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I fell in love. And the fragrance that we're going to be talking about today is Equus from Lalique. Now that the story's out of the way, this is my true love out of the line so far. And I've smelled 6 of the fragrances from the house. And I gotta say, even though I respect all of the fragrances that I smelt, use case major out of this fragrance. Now, let me just start off by saying this. We're going to put this on a test strip, but I'm also going to put it on skin because if you put this on a test strip only, and I think that's the case in many situations, you might write it off because you might not think there's a lot of sophistication there. But I challenge you to put this sucker on skin and reevaluate. Opening to the smell, from without even looking at the note breakdown, because really it doesn't matter. I think unless you're kind of nerding out. I think this fragrance is mostly kind of in the realm of hint of vetiver, but mostly kind of citrus and woods, I would say. That's what I get from it. Kind of like a multitude of citruses, kind of like a woodsy vibe, and vetiver. But you know, just knowing the breakdown, there's a lot of notes involved, and I think we should go to them. So in the opening, again, citruses, woods, vetiver, there's more there, but that's what my nose picks up. Let's go quickly to the note breakdown, just for anyone who's interested. Top notes, we have bergamot, lemon, and citron. Spices is another thing I forgot to mention. You do get the spices. So the citruses, the spices, and the vetiver for me personally on my nose. And I do smell a complexity, yet it's harder to identify some of these notes that you'll see here. So top notes, bergamot, lemon, citron. Middle, we got juniper, cardamom, violet leaf, nutmeg, Brazilian redwood, mace. And then in the base, we've got sequoia, vetiver, leather, benzoin, amyris, and musk. So there's a complexity to this note breakdown. And again, I don't smell a lot of those, like at least more than half those notes I don't smell. But what you smell from this fragrance is sophistication. This sucker is sophisticated. It's blended well. Again, even though I get citruses, spices, and woods on my nose, there's still a degree of like mysteriousness and complexity to it. And you can tell why. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. Just so you guys can see, you know, the bottle, you know, simple. You get 100 ml though. I think I paid $30 for this, to be honest. And on the test strip, you get more of, I would say, kind of the woody citrus. However, it's very light on the nose. Like you can just smell this and be like, I don't think it's going to have very much lasting power. It's very light, very bright, kind of woodsy citrus and vetiver. But then when you put it on skin, you get more of that warmth, that spiciness, and that aromatic. And it really, I feel, glues together as an interesting and unique scent. So you're like, oh, bright citrus, wood, vetiver. Okay, cool, freshy. But then you put it on and it warms up and it just hugs you, man. There's intrigue there. There's the spice, wood, and citrus freshness. And there's the allure of, ooh, what the heck else is going on in that fragrance? Again, very cheap. Got it for $30. You can find it on several websites. Projection, arm's length projection, I feel. It projects if you put on the right amount of sprays. I would say you're wearing a fragrance like this, you need to be north of like 6 sprays. 6 to 8 would probably be the sweet spot for me. And you might have to reapply if you apply it in the morning, way later in the afternoon, you might have to reapply. But I think it's seductive in the way that it kind of gets complex on skin and radiates off skin. And it's just really unique to me. It's the best scent that I've smelled in the line, though I do want to try a few other ones. Longevity, again, for me, I think this, if you cake on the sprays, you can probably get 6+ hours on this, but it is somewhat weak. So I think you have to kind of, I'm learning that I need more sprays in some cases, and even though something might be light, I'm making it more light than it needs to be. I predict that this fragrance could probably go 6+ hours with 6 to 8 sprays, and if you need to reapply, you can reapply. But man, this thing is so dang good. Bottle presentation, I don't really care, but it is kind of weak. But the fact that you get 100 ml for 30 is like a no-brainer from a designer house. Longevity we've already covered. Applications, where would I wear this? Man, I really do feel like this could be an everyday scent. to kind of get out of the note breakdown for a second and just kind of say what I immediately thought of when I smelled this, I kind of felt like it kind of has that like a barber shop feel, but not just like you're going into the local hood barber shop. Like you're going into one of those more sophisticated barbers where you got the guys kind of dapper dressed down and they're pulling out the razor and the fine creams and stuff for when they're gonna do like the cutting and the lining up and all that, and you're getting soaked in the lemon soaked hot water towel, and you're getting, you know what I'm saying, like you're getting the luxury wrap. And because man, it's just kind of like almost like barbershop, but like warm, spicy sophistication. It's like the room above the barbershop where you got all the dudes who are just groomed to perfection. It's what they're gonna wear before they go out after they've had a nice shave. This thing has some sophistication to it, man, that I just really appreciate. So I think it's an everyday use case, as just a really nice scent to go out in and to smell fresh. Again, with the assortment of citruses in here, you know, it's not, you don't just get one citrus note. It had the bergamot, the lemon, and the citron. So there's some complexity with that. But then again, coming in with that warm spiciness in the woods and the vetiver really just rounds this out and makes it, you know, outdoor, you know, doing your thing. You know, you could wear this working out, wear it at your job, because it's not super forward in its projection. It's more alluring and light and fresh. So the use case, I think anytime, any place for me personally. But it can also be like, you know, a casual little date. You know what I mean? You can put this on and feel really good about yourself. Yeah, it's a freshie, but it's also got some allure to it and some draw and uniqueness and complexity in this, as you saw in the note breakdown. So I think you can wear this anywhere. Final thoughts, man. If you guys haven't smelled this before, it's not a common one online that I hear people talking about, but man, out of this Lalique house, you will not go wrong smelling this. You put on enough sprays, again, 6 to 10 even maybe, to really get some longevity out of it. But you know, with longevity, who the heck cares? If you love the smell, cake that sucker on until it's lasting for you, or, you know, maybe make a decant of it and carry it around to keep yourself smelling right. But let me know if you've tried this fragrance, if you agree with me. Again, I'm new to the scene. I do have a good collection of fragrances, probably about 40, 50 fragrances now, and I'm going to walk through them. And I kind of am not really getting into the space to show you note breakdowns and whatnot. I'm just here to recommend good fragrances that I enjoy. I'm fascinated by the smell of good fragrances, and everybody's got a different take on it, so here's mine. But I like to say thank you so much for watching the first episode of The Scent Bubble. Like, comment, and subscribe if you felt that this video was helpful, or if you're considering getting a Lalique fragrance, specifically Equus. But if you're on the fence about the Encre Noire line and you kind of just want something a little more interesting, I truly believe that there's something special here with the Equus. Appreciate you guys. If you have any feedback, throw it in the comments. And until next time, we are signing off, and thank you for checking out The Scent Bubble.